a couple of snubs that I had is there's and here's the thing with my snubs. So my snubs are players who I think uh was deserving of a all-star nod. However, the thing to note is there is only a finite number of all-stars there could be, right? It's a finite list of 12 players. And you know, I am not necessarily saying that these the players that I'm about to name should be replacing a specific person on the all WNBA on the WNBA All-Star team. I am saying that these players are deserving of a spot, and it's a bummer that they didn't get it for this year. All right, so we start with Ezi Magbegor. So Ezi Magbegor is absolutely fantastic. Yes, this Seattle Storm team has Neka Gumbake in the post was doing her thing, but y'all, Ezi Magbegor is just a critical piece for this Seattle Storm team. She is a player who you don't really want to go in the paint when you're going against the Seattle Storm, and the reason why is because Ezi Magbegor is going to block your shot. She started in the WNBA in block shots. She is averaging 13.4 points a game, shooting 50% from the field, 8.8 rebounds a game. Again, third in the WNBA right now with 2.2 blocks a game. She's fantastic. She absolutely is fantastic. Like I know a lot of people do not talk about Ezi Magbegor. They don't. A lot of people sleep on her. I think she's not as exciting, I guess, as some people want her to be, but just talent wise and what she does for the Seattle Storm team, she is fantastic. And I do believe she is one of my snubs of players who, you know, is deserving of being on this All Star team. She was an All Star last year. Thing to note. All right. Continuing on my snubs, I do have Chennedy Carter for my snubs list. Y'all, Chennedy Carter is just she is lightning in a bottle. Initially, to start the season, she did come off the bench for the Chicago Sky. She has earned a starting spot for the Chicago Sky, and y'all, she is on fire this year. Like I can't talk about Chennedy Carter enough. She is a player who just anything you need, Chennedy can do it. You need energy, Chennedy got you. You need shooting, Chennedy got you. So far this season, she's averaging 15.3 points a game. She also, in my opinion, is the best passer on the Chicago Sky. She is like when you talk about the Chicago Sky, like a huge focus is passing it in the paint to the bigs, and Chennedy Carter has the best touch getting the ball to Camilla and Angel. Like the best post passer for the Chicago Sky. Right now she's only averaging 2.7 assists per game, but it feels like just watching the games, it feels like if you need to get the ball on the post, you need to give it to Chennedy because Chennedy can pass it in there without getting a turnover. She Chennedy is Chennedy. Crystal says Baby Iverson facts. She was actually recently talked about in a post game presser about Allen Iverson and like how he knows who she is and like whatnot. But yeah, Chennedy Carter, yeah, she's basically a female version of Allen Iverson. She's a beast. Again, 15.3 points a game. I believe she should be on this roster. I believe that. Machiavelli says Carter over Mitchell. I would agree with that. Machiavelli, I would agree with that. Yeah. I would absolutely agree with that. She is fantastic. Yes, Tom, she is a free agent after this year. So I am hopeful. I am hopeful that the Chicago Sky come to their senses and um, get her a contract for the next several years because she's doing her thing. Oh no, Michaela, she's not the best passer in the league. No. She's the best. She's the best passer for the Chicago Sky when it comes to getting the ball in the post. All right, another snub that I have is DiJonai Carrington. So DiJonai Carrington is another player that I thought um, would be deserving of a All Star nod because she's been playing really well, really well. Y'all, DiJonai Carrington is not. if y'all don't know, she plays for the Connecticut Sun. She is 5'11". Tim, if you're still in here and you're curious about that, her height, she's 5'11". Chennedy Carter is 5'9". Thing to note. But yeah, DiJonai is a fantastic defender. She usually guards the best guard on the opposing team, and she does a good job at it. So far this season, she's averaging 13.2 points a game and 4.7 rebounds a game. I think she's been playing really, really well. Is just another player that I thought was deserving of a All-Star nod. But she didn't get it, but I think she's been playing really, really well, and should for sure be in the running for most improved player of the year for the season. Let Machiavelli, let's hope that the sky don't let Chennedy go. Darius says Carrington snub is wild. She's been on a tangent all season. Tough defender. Nice from deep. Yep. Bryce said I would have loved Carrington to play on the All-Star team. She's like that. Yeah. I think DiJonai Carrington is fantastic. Kevin, talking about the process of All-Stars, says it's a popularity contest to some extent, and Carter did not endear herself to the popular vote. Her game's deserving. Yeah, Kevin. She is a polarizing player. Some people can't stand her. Some people love her. But her game speaks for herself. Like, her game speaks for itself. She was actually, guys, on the list of 36 players. And earlier in the stream when I talked about how the coaches, WNBA coaches, had to choose ultimately who made the roster. So the initial vote included 50% from fan vote, 25% player vote, 25% broadcast media broadcast vote. Those votes compiled together. The 10 vote getters were automatically named to the All-Star game. Though a thing to note is that a significant amount of those players were on Team USA, and the remaining top vote getters were put on a list. It was 36 players put on a list and given to the coaches to ultimately select the players who were ultimately going to end up on the All-Star team. So Chennedy Carter was on that top 36 list for coaches to choose from. It was just that the coaches did not select her for the All-Star team. That's a possibility. Michaela says, I think coaches thought she wouldn't be putting good vibes with the rest of the locker room. That's a possibility. That is a possibility. All right, guys. Now I do want to talk about another player who I thought was a bubble player. Not as much of a snub as the other players, but also just a player who I think has been balling and was deserving of some shine, is Natasha Cloud. So Natasha Cloud, she plays for the Phoenix Mercury. And besides Chelsea Gray, I think right now in the W, she is the next best elite point guard. Natasha Cloud is a player who can. She's not a crazy flashy player. She's not. Like, if you're looking for a player that's going to score a lot of points or whatever, that's not Natasha Cloud. But she is going to put her team in the best position. So far, she's averaging 11.5 points per game. She's also averaging 7.3 assists per game as well. Again, second in the WNBA on that metric. She's a player who does anything her team needs her to do. Yes, absolutely, she's a willing passer, but also, she is a player who can play some defense. If y'all have noticed, she has been guarding post players on defense, and it's because it's a way to keep Brittany Griner out of foul trouble, but it's also because she can do it. All right. So that's my list of players who I thought was deserving and and players who I thought was snubbed. Though, in terms of order of it, I would say it's Chennedy, DiJonai, Ezi, and Natasha Cloud. That's sort of my order of snubs. So, guys, let me know in the comments who y'all have as snubs for the All-Star game. Let me know. But yes, that's basically the stream right there. That's basically what I wanted to talk about. I want to talk about the All-Star game, let y'all know who's in it, and just walk through player by player and whatnot. And so hopefully this was interesting to y'all. I know this took a lot of time, but hopefully this was an interesting exercise for us to do together. And for you all to sort of get a better understanding at each of the players on the roster. Let's see. Crystal fan vote. And also because they're good players. But yeah, we saw Caitlin and Aaliyah automatically get selected to the All-Star game because of the fan vote. And Kelsey Mitchell was in that list of 36 and the coaches voted for her. Let's see. Any other comments? CAC, what's up? CAC says agreed with DiJonai too. It seems both the All-Stars and Olympic teams don't value defensive players. Yeah. Defense is not as flashy. David says Lisa Booter was snubbed. Oh man, y'all funny. JC says, what are your predictions for the game and in terms of who's gonna win like MVP and stuff like that? I think that Team USA is gonna win the game, and I think the MVP is either gonna be A'ja Wilson or Sabrina Ionescu. I have no idea who's gonna be in the skills competition or the 3-point challenge, so I'm not sure. Though it would be really cool. I'm gonna put my vote out there. I'm gonna put my vote out there that the people want to see Caitlin Clark for the 3-point contest. She needs to participate in a 3-point contest. I hope she does. I hope she does. Again, they have not announced the names of the players who will be participating in the 3-point contest, but I hope that Caitlin Clark is on that list because it would be really, really fun to see Caitlin versus like a Sabrina Ionescu and some other players for the 3-point contest. I think that'd be really fun to see. Thank you so much, B. Will, for rocking with me. Thank you so much, Machiavelli. Thank you, Darius. Appreciate you for rocking with me. All right, Timothy says the WNBA, the team WNBA is going to win in the All-Star game. I think that'll be cool if they do. I don't think they will though. They did win They did win in 2021 though. That's something to note. Future Goat says Angel and Caitlin are going to play so well together. Their playing styles are very compatible. I think it's gonna be fun to see them on the same team. I'm hoping that we get a couple of pick and roll actions between those two. I think that'll be really fun. Bryce says I'm waiting for the Fever Aces game recap from you. So I actually did a recap on Bleacher Report yesterday. So if y'all go to Bleacher Report's app, y'all can see my my post game recap. I don't think I'm gonna redo it for this channel, mainly because I just don't have enough. I don't have the time to do it. But yeah, if you want to see my post game recap, it is on Bleacher Report's app right now. For the Aces Fever game. CSC says most of the Fever players made the 36 list team. Yeah, they did. Because again, guys, it is fan vote was a huge factor. Huge factor. So to sort of hone in on CAC's point, let's go down a list of players who was on the Fever. So Timmy Fagbenle made the list of 36 players. Lexi Hull, Kelsey Mitchell, Katie Lou Samuelson, Nelissa Smith, Christy Wallace, Erica Wheeler. So yeah, you're right, CAC. Yeah, basically, everybody on the Indiana Fever made the list of 36 because they were probably they were all tops in terms of the fan vote because the fans was out voting for Indiana. But yeah, that's kind of funny. Simone, yeah, the coaches did put in Kelsey Mitchell. Yep.